Hi, Kerry here again with Best of Us Investors. I did a video yesterday that I felt very good about. It basically took you back using trading views and looked at the demise of Amazon in roughly 2000 when it went from somewhere around $75 a share down to $5 a share and lost a substantial amount of its value. And I compared that to Editas and CRISPR and the genome sequencing and genome editing stocks as they presented a potential solution back when the coronavirus came, and in fact did assist in creating the vaccine, and they got a spike up. And now, as we've moved into inflation, into higher interest rates, and a broken supply chain, and fear has come into the market, it parallels exactly what happened in 2000 as the dot-com bubble started to burst. People moved away from speculative stocks, and Amazon lost 76% of its value. So I'm making a comparison there. So at that point, then you have to say, do you believe in the science? Did you believe that the digital economy in 2000 was going to replace the conventional economy? Yes, and it proved to be true. So what I thought I would do was basically say, okay, if in fact the medical revolution, the medical cure revolution parallels the digital revolution, what can I expect from my $200,000 invested in these genome sequencing stocks? And that's what this video is going to do. It's going to give me a basis to say, if I'm right, what is going to happen? And then we'll talk a little bit more about if I'm wrong. Okay? But first, this is not financial advice.
Best of Us Investors presents Kerry Grinkmeyer.
Okay, I showed you the chart yesterday of the crash of Amazon. Let's take it out further and let's look and see, all right, if it went to 5, how long did it take for it to get to 10? And then how long did it take for it to get to 20? And how long did it take to get to a 40x? And what would that translate into in my $200,000 portfolio? So let's take a look at it on this TradingViews chart. Okay, so this is the TradingView chart that I created on Amazon. And as I showed you earlier this week, Amazon dropped in 1999 from a high of 113 to roughly $5 a share. And what I'm saying is this is similar to what's happened to Editas and Caribou and CRISPR and some of the Pacific Biosciences. And so I'm saying, what if then these stocks, these genome sequencing, genome editing stocks, follow the path that Amazon did from that point on? And you can see if that is the case, in roughly 2 years, they will 10x. So if I have $200,000 in this category and it 10x's, that will turn in 2 years into $2 million. If I go forward and say in 8 years it will 20x and my 200,000 will turn into 4 million. In 10 years it will 40x and my 200,000 will turn into 8 million. And then if I move this over to where it is now at roughly somewhere in the 3,000 range, it would be worth $131 million. So it comes down to, do you believe in the companies? Do you believe in the science? If you do, then this is kind of a no-brainer. If you believe that science will reach the point where they can take diseases out of our bodies, is that more important to the society, to our world, to people, than buying books and ink cartridges and printers and clothes and records, music on Amazon. I think it is. I think it is. The other element that I think in here is that the speed by which it is adapted will be much faster than what it was for Amazon. I believe that if, in fact, someone puts a needle in an arm and it takes cancer out of bodies, it isn't going to take 10 years for me to get my 10X. It might take 5 years. Am I okay with that? Yeah, I am okay with that. And that's how I prefer to invest, in the long shots, the moon shots, that can make a huge difference. Now, what I want to share with you is I have about 14 stocks in this category, and I want to share that with you, and then invite you to become a part of our Discord, where we talk about things like this every Friday, and where we communicate on a daily basis of what we read, where we share articles, share interviews, so that we become focused on this, and we become the smartest guy in the room. Okay, that's a stretch, I guess. I'm asking you to believe that the 14 stocks that I own in this category are going to duplicate as a group the performance of Amazon. I don't really believe all 14 of them will, but I believe in there are some that will, and I don't think it's just one. Because, again, this is, if you understand the science, this is a means by which scientists and the medical profession are saying, we now understand how the body works and how CRISPR in the body works, and we know now which CRISPR is what I would call a first responder in your body, how to arm that first responder with the tools to correct the mutations that have evolved in our genes as a result of the years prior to us, our ancestors, and what they were exposed to, what they ate, what they inhaled, what they smoked, have created these mutations. So we now know that we have the ability to go in and correct these mistakes, not only to the point of taking disease out of my body, but to take it out of my grandchildren's sperm and egg, so that it is basically removed from the bloodline. We know that science is there. Is it of consequence that it will change the world at least as much as the internet has changed the world? I believe it will. With that being said, I believe that within my group of 14 stocks, and here's a list of my 14 stocks and the individual projections that I put on them, I believe I have the workings to, whether it's 14 million or 140 million, really doesn't matter to me. I'm not going to spend it. It will make a difference in the lives of the people that follow me, which is important to me. But more importantly, having lost my mother when I was 8 years old to cancer, having lost my daughter to cancer in 2014, this is important to me. Right now, I'm having some medical issues where I just don't feel up to speed. I'm fearful that cancer is visiting me, and so tomorrow I will be going to the doctor and I'm becoming the CEO of my healthcare, And I'm saying I want the tests. I want an MRI. I want you to look at my body from the tip of my head to the tip of my toes and find out if there's something growing in there that shouldn't be in there, and answer my questions. Because I know the technology's there, and I know that if in fact they do find something, that I know where to go to get it taken out. I know this because I own stock in the companies, and I will pursue it. That's where we're going. That's where the world is changing. And the people that are aware of it. I heard an interesting comment on Squawk Box this morning that we adopted the attitude of the global economy, and it's come and bit us. And as a result of it, we are dependent on China for manufacturing. We are dependent on Russia for oil. Isn't that the craziest thing you ever heard? And then we're dependent on the medical system that is broken, that allowed us to basically shut down for going on 3 years now. That can't happen again. And as the Russia-Ukraine thing can't happen again. So if you're an astute investor, you take those words, that can't happen again, which basically then translates to something has to change, to what is going to change and who's going to facilitate that change. And if you can take that through to fruition, you'll know where to invest. What I don't know is how long it'll take me to get to my $25 million. That's what Nita and I can pass on, estate tax free, basically, in our lifetime. How long will it take me to get there? Because I'm going. I'm on the right train. I'm confident of that. Okay, let's explore this further tomorrow.